Resting in a quiet suburban neighborhood on the corner of Monterey and Evergreen is a house that pretty much looks like any other house you'd find in Burbank. The only difference, this was once the childhood home of none other than Tim Burton. Born August 25, 1958, Tim grew up in Burbank, California, just a few miles away from the Walt Disney Studios, who was at the time just putting the final touches on Sleeping Beauty. Even though Disney Studios was practically just down the street, the rest of Burbank felt isolated from the world, and that's exactly how Tim felt. His dad, a former minor league baseball player, worked as a park supervisor in town, while his mom worked part-time at a photo lab, later owning her own gift shop dedicated to cat lovers. Tim spent most of his childhood playing with his younger brother Daniel, who he would sketch pictures with in front of the TV. By age 10, it was here in this house that he became fascinated with late-night classic monster movies that he could only get his dad to watch with him.
He'd want to watch one of these gruesome movies, and I wouldn't watch them, so he'd con his father into watching them with him. And get up in the morning, Bill would say, "I had nightmares." Tim said, "I thought it was great."
Especially those being of Vincent Price. Rather than be scared, Tim identified with Price's sensitive characters, who felt that they just couldn't fit in. And as his fascination grew, so did his imagination. In fact, just 12 houses down at the end of the street is a 63-acre cemetery that Tim used to visit frequently. It was here that he could make up stories of his own, based off of his favorite movies. While Tim felt isolated and different than most kids his age, the graveyard comforted him in a way, stating, "There's an energy to it, not creepy or dark. It's like all of that Day of the Dead imagery. It's a celebration." Tim Burton's films, while stylistic, quirky, or even just plain dark, have this way of making us feel like we're not alone, even if sometimes we feel isolated from the world. Walking in the footsteps past his childhood home, you get a sense of how this quiet street in a quiet town influenced the many worlds and characters of his movies.
Actually, I'm quite affectionate towards it because it's where you grow up, and I think that it's part of your life. And Burbank hasn't really changed much. It's sort of like in its own bubble, and most places change quite a bit, but Burbank hasn't.